Coming up on MCTV this week, arrests have been made in connection to the pre-Halloween attacks on students, and we inform you of the Alfono's Pizza disturbance from this weekend. This week starts now. Welcome to MCTV This Week with Gabby Sherley. I'm Haley Turner. The word around campus on Monday morning was ever-changing with each storyteller about the incident that occurred at Alfono's Pizzeria. We talked with the owners of the pizzeria and the police station to get the full story.
November 13th, approximately 2 a.m., an altercation happened at Alfono's Pizzeria between 2 to 3 subjects from Monmouth College, and ultimately resulted in one of the subjects being pushed through the plate glass window at Alfono's.
There was a student sitting in the middle, and he started some confrontation with some other people, and another gentleman tried to, chill out, don't do it, stop it, and another gentleman, the two gentlemen that were really against each other, and his friend was trying to get in the middle and just say, guys, come on, let's stop, settle down. And what it came down to is he was trying to push him away from him to not hit the gentleman that was sitting and talking, and it was a total accident. They went towards the window, which you can see behind us, and it was an accident because they weren't throwing punches or anything. It was just their weight went through and it crashed through our window.
According to police, 21-year-old Nicholas Rycraft and 22-year-old Philip Hamilton were arrested for aggravated battery and criminal damage to property. According to Alfono's owners, Rycraft was trying to calm down the situation, and he and Hamilton accidentally fell through the window.
One gentleman got cut in the forehead, and they took him to the hospital. He got stitches, and I guess he was charged. The other person, which really did not have involvement, he was just there. He was more or less a peacemaker. And I think he's the one that's getting, in my opinion, wrongly charged. But
I think he got his hand cut
we
off
will
a little
see
bit.
that when he goes to court, we'll be there, and hopefully we can set the story actually straight the way it happened.
Because of this and other recent incidences, to protect their customers' and employees' safety, they have decided to close an hour before the bars do, but will remain open for 1 hour after closing time for delivery.
Hopefully, with time, certain things like these will pass, and maybe we can go back to our hours if we have enough requests for it. Obviously, there will be set rules, but we would be happy to go back to normal hours. But right now, with all the incidents that happened this year, there are more than that has ever happened before. We have to take this precaution. Actually, Alfono's Pizza do not believe that these students did anything with the intention to do damage.
Right.
It just happened to occur, and now we just have to take it from this point on.
Monmouth police have arrested 2 suspects in the attacks on college students the Saturday before Halloween. Jane Simpkins has more.
On October 29th, several Monmouth College students were walking home from the Bijou at approximately 2 a.m. in the morning in the 200 block of South 1st Street.
On Sunday, November 6th, police arrested 18-year-old Monmouth resident Tyree McCutcheon in connection with the attacks on 2 Monmouth students.
We were able to identify possible suspects that were involved in the altercation with the college students and make arrests, through that investigation.
A 17-year-old male juvenile was also arrested on October 30th. No motive has been released, and according to police, McCutcheon and the juvenile are the only suspects in the investigation. For MCTV, I'm Jane Simpkins.
At the time of his arrest, McCutcheon was also charged with possession and consumption of alcohol by a minor.
Living a sustainable lifestyle has been a topic of much discussion. One campus group is trying to raise awareness. Haley Meyer has more.
Sustainability is not just, a green granola hippie thing of kids who do drugs. Like, everyone can be involved.
Students living in the Garden House held discussions to help MC students understand what they can do to live a more eco-friendly lifestyle. The group talked about ways to reach out to the community and how the educational garden can be used as a resource.
My dream of sustainability is being able to completely live off the land. Some people think differently. They think about it in terms of technology. It's a bit of a complex definition, but for us, we're just trying to get the campus to be more conscious of, hey, turn off the lights whenever you're not using them.
For MCTV, I'm Haley Meyer.
The Garden House has a display outside the cafeteria highlighting things that can and cannot be recycled. The history department invited a Vietnam War veteran to campus on Monday to share his experiences. Sam Rice served in Vietnam as an infantryman from 69 to 70. The 1967 graduate of Toulon High School spoke about his draft and his 14-month deployment. Rice says it took a long time for him to want to speak about his experiences in front of an audience.
But a history teacher who is a friend of mine and my wife's thought it would be a good idea and finally talked me into it. And it took some times of doing it to actually feel halfway comfortable with it. But it's helped me a lot, and I like going to the different classes because people don't read this stuff in books.
Each year, the history department hosts different veterans to speak about their experiences and commemorate Veterans Day.
Last Friday night, Alpha Xi Delta hosted the Touched by an Angel concert in the Dahl Chapel. The concert included performances of several student groups, bands, and individual singers, and offered a variety of acts from a cappella to modern dance, with a mix of performances and movie clips about the sexual abuse and domestic violence. The evening drew attention to the danger of unhealthy relationships.
The purpose of the evening is to promote building healthy relationships, preventing mental and physical abuse. So we really want to shed light on getting out of bad relationships, having good relationships with your friends, your sisters, and dating relationships and in marriages, because they're all extremely important.
If you would like more information on the topic, you can visit www.loveisrespect.org.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. The production of Christmas Carol will take place this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, Pi Beta Phi's annual speed read will take place at 8 p.m. in Scotland Yard. Teams of 5 can sign up at the door. Saturday is ASAP and Panhandle's 80s Promathon late night at 10 p.m. in the cafe.
Coming up in sports after the break. Monmouth football is gearing up for the NCAA playoffs. We've got the story after this. Welcome back. With their playoff destination decided, the Scots will be heading down to Bloomington, Illinois to take on Illinois Wesleyan, who has one of the top-ranked defenses in Division III football.
Both the Scots and the Titans will hit the turf on Saturday with 9-1 records. The Titans reaching their mark with a high-powered defense, allowing just over 11 points per game. That's 8th best in Division III. The Scots are looking to counter the Titans' defense with the exact opposite. The Scots sport one of the best offenses in college football, scoring over 49 points per game while producing 556 yards per game to back it up.
The main thing is matchups. You know, if we can match up with their defensive line, I feel comfortable that our skills can match up with their skills. And then, you know, more importantly, can we run the ball effectively? And that's one thing I think if we just sit back and try to throw it all day, that's not going to be conducive, you know, for Alex because of how good their defensive line is.
Coach Bell also claims that establishing the run will be their #1 challenge.
You know, if we can find some creases for Trey to get through and be effective running the ball early, then they have to be balanced in terms of what they expect us to do instead of pinning their ears back, you know, against Alex.
I don't know, we're probably going to come in with about the same thing we do for every game, and I don't know, just go as hard as we can. Like you said, they got a really good defense. We've seen them so far on film, and it'll be a good test to see if we're up to par.
On defense, the Scots are going to have to keep pace with the Titans' systematic approach to offense. They're putting up over 24 points per game.
You know, what we've got to do is be able to contain their run game. If we you know, can contain their run game, not give up big chunk runs, and force them to have to throw the ball, which is the opposite of what we want to do, you know, on offense. If we can do that and sustain, and put them in situations where maybe they're 3rd and long, and then have to convert on 3rd down, that's most conducive. But we can't, you know, we're not going to be successful defensively if we do not stop the run game.
This is the second shortest road trip of the season for the Scots. It's just about 2 hours down the road, so expect to see a lot of red in the stands. Tickets will be on sale at the gate for $8 for adults and $4 for MC students with ID. Now, Midwest Conference has just released the all-conference team, and Monmouth has a bunch of players and coaches on the roster. Starting it off, Coach of the Year went to Steve Bell of Monmouth, and Player of the Year is of our very own Alex Tanny, the quarterback. Now, first team offense, wide receiver Mike Blodgett. Goes on to the running back, Trey Yoakum, tight end David Milroy, and offensive lineman James Allen. For first team defense, D lineman Mike Kettman got the call, linebacker Adam Hosty, defensive back Shane Reschke, and the punter Brick Wedekin. And while we're talking all-conference, the volleyball team had a couple players voted onto their all-conference team, Chelsea Widdop and Molly Murdoch. So congratulations to all the MC athletes who made their respective conference teams. Now, men's and women's swimming dove into the pool last Saturday morning for the Monmouth College Invitational. In the men's competition, sophomore Gabe Baginski placed first in the 500-yard freestyle. Also, the Monmouth men's 800-yard freestyle relay team placed first, gaining Monmouth 18 points. Both teams placed third in the Invitational, and Lake Forest ended up winning the event for both men's and women's.
Over the past couple years, the team has developed a little bit more into a group of individuals under previous coaches, and now this year we're really trying to focus on bringing everybody back together, really becoming a team and becoming stronger as one group.
On December 2nd and 3rd, the team will be heading down to Grinnell, Iowa to take part in the Pioneer Classic. We'll be back in just a second. Here are your scores for this week.
When it's time to party, we will party hard.
On Saturday, the Monmouth College Jazz Ensemble presented its fall concert. The concert featured tunes by Weather Report, Herbie Hancock, and the Lieber Stroller songwriting team, among others.
I've been listening to jazz with my dad, my brother, and my sister since I was about 5 or so, and I finally decided that music was the way to go, and jazz was going to be the way I should do it.
The next musical performance is Sunday at 2 in the Dahl Chapel with the Chamber Orchestra concert.
Last Saturday night in the Dahl Chapel, the Monmouth Chorale put on their high-heeled shoes, fake eyelashes, and bow ties and put on a show. The Talent and Drag Show showcased the members of the Monmouth Chorale. The fundraiser event ranged from singing to dancing and acting. This is one event that Monmouth Chorale will be hosting to raise money for their trip to Spain.
It's always entertaining to see girls dressed like guys and guys dressed like girls. We haven't been abroad in a really long time, so it's a great opportunity for all of us to be able to do that together and to be able to perform somewhere else.
The Monmouth Chorale will be hosting more fundraising events throughout the rest of the school year. Check the MC calendar for the next upcoming event.
And that's MCTV This Week. I'm Ross Donna.
And I'm Gabby Shirley. Make sure to tune in 2 weeks for the all-new edition of MCTV This Week.
And I'm Haley Turner. You can also watch us on the web by going to monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. Have a great break.